We learn from a doctor and a fitness coach ways to build up muscles and stay fit. We look back at Tzu Chi's disaster relief in the aftermath of the flood in Penang, Malaysia. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Su. Thank you for joining us. If you didn't control your diet during the Lunar New Year, then you could exercise more. A family medicine doctor, Lin Anming, is also a fitness coach. He brought dumbbells and other equipment to the clinic to teach his patients how to build up muscles.
你不觉得说一阵子没运动，身体怪怪的吗？对呀，这种感觉会出来。
Your body knows best whether you exercise regularly or not. Borough head Mr. Yen came to the clinic to find ways to lose weight, which was the beginning of his exercise habit.
In the clinic, I use dumbbells and do push-ups, and I've also bought a set of equipment so I can exercise at home.
The space next to the clinic is the training area, and this is the doctor and a physical trainer.
肩膀手心朝上。
Starting from warm-ups, he demonstrates the movement as well as evaluates the patient's condition.
我们大概是在鼻子的高度，也就是说，这个过程其实肩膀始终都有 hold 住它的力量。
Adding weights little by little, he prescribed an exercise plan according to each person's body.
吸气，吐气，好，请换脚。
An hour of exercise include dumbbells, barbells, medicine ball, and bench press to train core muscles.
核心肌群。
We must first build up the core muscles and the ability to move the hip without moving the waist. If we can make exercise a habit, then our blood circulation and blood pressure will improve.
这些就是会进步。肩部要求一节一节的。
Coming to the gym, Dr. Lin Anming and a rehabilitation doctor are here to integrate exercise with medicine, as they emphasize muscle training should be a lifelong lesson for everyone.
Jogging and riding bicycles are very popular exercise, but most people are a bit scared of weight training, fearing they might get injured by the equipment. But we have found that after we pass 50, we'll lose large amount of protein, and that's why you must do muscle training in advance.
For senior people to increase muscles and lose weight, muscle training is a very important consideration.
To learn how to increase muscle and lose weight, let's follow his example. The first exercise is crab walking.
手放在我们的胸前，那此时脚的宽度大概略比肩膀宽一点点。
3 steps for left and right sides, and repeat twice to wake up your gluteus maximus. The second exercise is to lift your hip up for 45 degrees. Hold the chair with your both hands and switch your left and right legs.
做的次数其实大概就是15下。
Next, we put our feet on the mat at the same distance as our shoulders.
吸气预备，吐气，将屁股往上提。那胸、腰、大腿是一直线就可以了。
Next, we will do the single leg bridge style for 5 times a side. Last is open leg squat. Put your feet 2 times wider than your shoulders and point your knees to your toes.
蹲到水平的时候，你会发现小腿跟大腿大概就是90度的状况。
Every step looks easy, but they are the essence of Dr. Lin's year-long medical research and exercise experience that will help you stay healthy.
使自己变健康是做得到，而且是很快乐的事情。
Taiwan is an island that stretches north and south, with power transmission taking place over 3 major lines. The total number of electrical towers is 23,000. On average, the life expectancy of such towers is just 1/4 of that of other continental areas. This leads Thai Power to spend $205 million a year to maintain and repair electrical towers.
This is Jianghua's Lugang Township 18 North Road, where an electric tower is just 500 meters away from the Taiwan Strait. As a result of sea breezes for many years, it has been eroded by salt as the 4 main columns show lots of rust.
Lately, we have been using power outage time to quickly replace the steelwork on this electric tower.
Taiwan is surrounded by the sea, leading to a high corrosion rate for these electrical towers.
Seawater has salinity, and when the wind blows into the tower, it attaches to the steel and stays there. And then when it rains, it slowly begins to erode the steel.
Long-term research at National University of Science and Technology found that within a day, electrical towers adjacent to the ocean per square meter accumulate 520 milligrams of sodium chloride. When they are 100 meters from the beach, it is reduced to 250 milligrams, meaning the closer to the coastline, the more salt accumulates.
Sodium chloride salt in seawater will blow inland, and because of the weight, it cannot drift very far. So the closer to the sea, the higher the chloride concentration.
Salinity comes from seawater and sea breeze, and the more the electric towers there are, the faster the corrosion.
Sodium chloride salt settles on the top of the tower, and with relative humidity more than 60%, the salt starts to suck moisture from the air.
When it rains or when the humidity is above 60%, the iron in the steel will chemically react with the water to become rust or iron hydroxide. However, electrical towers in dry areas will see steel react with the oxygen to form another molecular form of iron oxide. No matter what kind of rust appears, it can turn this hard iron into a fragile oxide. In other words, the steel becomes thinner and endangers the safety of the tower. Severe corrosion of electric towers makes them unable to face strong winds and strong earthquakes. For example, from Jiangbing to Fuxing, there are 27 high-voltage electrical towers in this coastal area. Each of them are experiencing rust, which is at near critical safety level, with Taipower replacing each of these towers. This decommissioned electrical tower, which has been replaced by Taipower, has corrosion so bad that you can break off pieces with your fingers. The rate of coastal corrosion for electric towers is often higher than the replacement rate. Why Yunlin coastal electrical towers have the highest degree of corrosion in Taiwan is mainly due to sea salt erosion, though nearby heavy industries and their emissions of sulfide are making the situation worse.
Nearby industrial areas are emitting acidic substance which contain chloride, which forms chloride salt and speed up corrosion.
Taiwan is an island aligned basically in a north and south direction, with the majority of high-voltage electrical towers erected along the coastline or the central mountain range. Furthermore, coastal power towers also endure long-term winds and industrial pollution, increasing the rate of corrosion. However, electrical towers far from the coastal industrial areas experience a different type of condition. Here's an electrical tower built in the mountains of Nantou, which has been around for 56 years. It has a low rate of corrosion because it is far away from the sea, approximately more than 30 kilometers away.
There is no salt corrosion here, only normal dioxidation in the mountains. Our company projects that it is usable for 15 years, but if properly maintained in areas like this, it can be used for 30 to 40 years.
Corrosion is a killer of electrical towers, but Taipower has long been aware of this problem as they try to coat the outer layer of each steel tower with a special coating.
Zinc is heated to 450 degrees Celsius and dissolved into zinc water, which the steel is dipped into, which galvanized or creates a layer of zinc on the surface.
The zinc coating on the outer layer of steel will create a protective film. When interacting with salt water, will create zinc chloride and zinc hydroxide to slow the rusting of the steel.
We discovered the corrosion rate can be reduced by quite a few times if we use galvanized steel.
Coastal electrical towers, if they are not galvanized, may collapse because of rust within a decade. But even doing so, in the face of hot and humid weather in Taiwan, Taipower personnel still have to deal with regular rust. Climbing to the top of the tower, staff use a blade and iron brush to scrape rust and then coat it with anti-rust paint.
Staff cannot get too close high-voltage wires as they need to keep distance of more than 3 meters. If there is not enough air in solution, it could flash over to their bodies and damage them.
We always maintain a proper safety distance so we don't get shocked by these electrical parts.
Work safety is a top priority as Taipower has limited manpower and must maintain more than 23,000 high-voltage electric towers. If one is damaged, the nation's power supply may be interrupted, causing a major blackout chain reaction. These electrical towers are like a power artery for Taiwan, as constant checks and maintenance is necessary.
In November of last year, Penang, Malaysia suffered a flood. To conduct disaster relief, Tzu Chi volunteers started to assess damage, distribute hot foods, help affected residents clean their homes, offer free medical services, as well as canvass for donations.
Of Typhoon Henry caused 80% of the area to be soaked in water, with some of the communities being flooded up to 4 meters.
It usually rains for 2 or 3 hours, but this time the rain lasted for almost 3 days. The water came inside so quickly.
As soon as we got to the disaster area, we all knew the needs of affected residents. First, we will help them clean. Second, we will provide hot foods. And third, we'll offer medical services.
We deliver water in lunch boxes there one after another.
With this mobile kitchen, we were able to finish making 1,000 lunch boxes in 3.5 hours.
Today I saw Tzu Chi has a big machine here. It's vegetarian, so anyone can eat it. Not only Chinese people, but Malaysians and Hindus can also eat it because it's vegetarian food.
Medical professionals have to take care of patients. However, because of the flood, some of the medical staff are unable to work, leading to lack of manpower. So we feel very grateful for your assistance.
We worked together to clean. Many bodhisattvas later came to follow suit.
At the beginning, when we started to do the cleanup, it seemed to be hard work. Since the environment has been cleaned up, it looks very comfortable now.
Without your coming here to help us, it is impossible for us to restore the offices and facilities in the school, since we lack related experiences and ability.
Volunteers across Malaysia, no matter which state, have mobilized to dedicate themselves to this area. Today we dispatched 10 trucks, with each truck carrying 8 to 9 rounds of load a day. In total, the trucks have gone nearly 150 rounds to deliver the trash to the recycling station.
No matter where I am, I may donate some money whenever I see someone asking for donations. By doing this, I can help people in need. Regardless of ethnicity, we should endure misfortune together.
In the aftermath of the massive earthquake in Hualien, people around the world are showing their concern. In Jordan, many Syrian refugees who have received Tzu Chi's assistance are making donations.
ساعدتونا واحنا راح نساعدكم مثل ما ساعدتونا.
ساعدتونا نساعدكم ونحبكم كثير.
In Jordan, these Syrian refugee children want to help quake victims in Taiwan.
يوم الجمعة رحت بعت قهوة حصرا يوم الجمعة عشانكم انتم كمان بتساعدونا يوم الجمعة وحابة اتبرع معاكم لبس ما انتم بتتبرعوا معانا.
وبركاته أبو ريتاج يتبرع إلى جمعية شوسي.
السلام عليكم أنا قريش موسى المصري.
I will be making raviolis this week and sell them. Then I will donate the money to help my brothers and sisters in Taiwan.
Having received Tzu Chi's help for 5 years, they're reciprocating Taiwan's love.
بنحبكم كثير كثير ومنا نساعدكم زي ما ساعدتونا وقبلوا مني هالهدية واحنا بنشكركم كثير.
An earthquake struck Italy in 2016. Since then, Tzu Chi volunteers have been providing care here every winter. This year, the old farmer is asking the volunteer to help him make a donation to help Taiwan. The kids at Tzu Chi kindergarten in the United States also pray for the quake victims in Hualien, hoping to do something for them.
每天投的竹筒可以帮助你们吗？师徒大人加油！
In a related story, Ormac volunteers in the Philippines also canvass for donations to help Taiwan. In addition, a priest who served at Santo Nino Church, which Tzu Chi helped rebuild, also asked believers to reciprocate Taiwan's love.
Holding the donation bags and bowing at 90 degrees, Ormoc City volunteers are collecting donations for the earthquake in Hualien, eastern Taiwan. This is the most damaged area of Typhoon Haiyan in 2013, and Tzu Chi has built DaAi Village for local residents. To reciprocate the help they received, the former mayor also made donations to earthquake victims in Hualien.
Nasalanta ko sa lindol. Tabang-tabang lang ato. Bisag pila basta importante. Magatabang ta.
It says, "Bring love from Ormoc to Taiwan" on the board. Volunteers carried many poster boards and lined up to get in the car. They're heading to the city center to canvass for donations in the farmers market, the department store, and the city government office.
You've been here with us in Ormoc City for so many times because of the disasters that has happened in Ormoc, and now it's our time and our responsibility to help the Tzu Chi Foundation and the people of Taiwan.
Father Patalos used to serve at the Santo Nino Church, which Tzu Chi helped to rebuild after the typhoon in Tacloban. Now he serves at the most major church in Ormoc, and he called the believers to donate their love to Hualien during the Mass.
I encouraged our parishioners last Sunday that it is now our time also to share and to help our brothers and sisters who are victims of the earthquake in Taiwan.
After the earthquake struck, many of the affected residents in Hualien have become saddened. Despite the hardship the tourism industry is facing this winter, many are providing free shelter for earthquake victims to help them during this difficult time.
The night that Taiwan will forever remember.
When the earthquake came, I realized that I couldn't stand up, so I crawled outside the bedroom. And what I saw outside was even worse, as all of the furniture was thrown to one side.
With his houses destroyed and people killed, confidence in this area has also been broken.
Can we only be self-reliant? That's impossible. There's no way then.
Every Lunar New Year is peak time for tourism, but after the Hualien earthquake, the reservation desk for hostels has shut down. Many worry about this industry and how to restore glory for Hualien. On this night, though they are far away from the earthquake in Shofeng Township, the boss and staff of this hostel are not sleeping because the phone is ringing non-stop. The floor is full of donations as the boss of this hostel is offering free accommodations for survivors of the earthquake, with all 51 rooms quickly filled.
I know there are some very old buildings in Hualien City, and it may be hard for them to live there. So we put up this notice of free accommodations on Facebook.
I think this boss is really great as he provided us room in this hostel, and we're very grateful for him to have this opportunity to be here.
Zhang rented a room in the building that collapsed and only had a few seconds to escape. She grabbed her cell phone and ran out of the building.
I was on the highest floor, so it shook the most. I didn't have time to put on my shoes or other clothes, as tiles blocked the exit, so I had to climb onto the roof.
The entire escape process was just like a movie to some.
I originally lived on the 5th floor, but now it's the 1st floor.
The resident of Yumen Taidi building still shows the evidence of the disaster, which crushed many floors beneath him, as his clothes are still dirty. While his whole family escaped, he becomes emotional when discussing the fate of old neighbors.
Did I call on the cell phone? Yes, but there was no answer. A lot of them are gone now.
Talking about this subject immediately leads tears to fall, as some are consumed with grief. Experts say the natural disasters not only result in physical loss, but also invisible mental illnesses.
There may be some images repeated in their mind, which may cause them to lose sleep or encounter sleep disturbances. Or there could be some physical and mental reactions, including difficulty breathing or a stuffy chest.
Experts advise everyone to keep calm and continue living their regular life. They say not to give up socializing because of excessive sadness. Also, they say it is not good to keep watching news about the disaster, which may lead them to continually replay this tragic news.
I moved from Taipei to Hualien. When I first came to Hualien, there were a lot of earthquakes, and I would run outside whenever I experienced one. But the locals didn't seem to be affected. However, this time everyone in Hualien ran out of the house. So I can say that everyone was really scared this time.
At the Hualien Arena, Tzu Chi volunteer Liao Maowang said that Hualien residents in the past were accustomed to earthquakes and never expected this one to be so serious. Volunteers provided hot food and clothing at this venue to help relieve their pain.
From yesterday morning, Dharma masters prepared a hot food and drink for everyone to eat.
We do not cry when we die. We do not shed tears. We are simply gone. We do not shed tears.
Although his house was destroyed and this individual refuses to cry, as he says, most important thing is to stand up again and rebuild after the disasters.
In Malaysia, at Tzu Chi More Branch's year-end distribution, Tzu Chi volunteers provided a reunion banquet for the key recipients. We'll leave you with this image. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.